Good morning, everybody. Yesterday's video did not go to plan. I came out here really early in the morning. I had to drive an hour up to my first job in Bromley, and I connected it all up. I had it all ready to go, but the negative, I had it in a separate terminal. I didn't actually connect it to the negative of the load, so nothing happened until I got home and sorted that out. And then we did raise the temperature about 0.3 degrees, but by that point the sun had gone round and we weren't really getting any real benefit. So today I've stripped it down further. We've got rid of the timer circuit. I've got a Turnigy meter here with its own separate 12-volt supply, so that it will hold the readings hopefully until I get home. So the load side coming from PV is here. The load positive goes up to the relay. It's on one of the whites. The negative just goes to the negative PV, which is common. You'll have to excuse me for the shoddy. Somebody broke into my shed and stolen my flex, so basically I have no offcuts of free flex that I can use for mounting things, so animals. So anyway, solar PV comes in on the bottom one. The normally closed goes out on the top and through to the solar. When the red triggers from the other module, it will switch on this line instead of the top line and feed the power directly to the heater. So we didn't have the I didn't have this on here yesterday, but I've just put that on this morning. So we'll have a watt hours or amp hours. You know, well, actually no, amp hours probably won't work because it's a 13 amp load. So, and there's 10 amps of solar panel on there, so it's going to drag the solar panels right down to rock bottom. So we'll see what happens later on. I did have the clamp meter on it yesterday, and at peak sun it was 5 amps at 10 volts, so 50 watts. So let's see what happens today. PV wise, we did draw some power last night. I was playing a game. Load is 1.2, PV is 0.0 at the moment. Hopefully the sun come round. Yeah, so I'm going to leave this running. I might actually come back during lunch, and 18.3 is our start temperature. See you later. So we do like some troubleshooting at 7:30 in the morning, but I think I've figured it out, and just to give you a quick bit of proof that it's working, if I push and hold this, it swaps the relay on manually. If I push and hold and release, the red light will come on, and 2 amps at 5 volts, so 10 watts almost. That's nothing. So that does work. I don't know how. It's probably not doing the solar panels much good, but we'll see. And off, and it's ready to go. So I'll be back to have a look at this later on. Afternoon YouTube, we've hit 38.5 degrees, and that's just from switching the load off of the batteries through the panels. So panels to load direct rather than pulling power from the batteries. Now if we have a look at the screen, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. We've had I'll just try and get it to focus. (276.6 watt hours). Ignore amp hours. 240 watt peak, which isn't bad considering there's 480 watt panels up there, and this is going to pull the panels right down to almost nothing at some point. So it has worked, and we've raised the temperature, but the problem I have currently is I have upset the only functioning charge controller I have. CC 28.2 ish volts. No solar coming because it's cut off. Load is measuring 0.6 amps, and that's not right. The load is 6 amps at the moment, and it says there's no solar coming in, but there's 5 amps coming in, 6 amps coming in. And how much is that going into the battery? Not very much at the moment, about an amp. But the problem is, I've completely upset it. I've probably introduced some kind of parallel path which has upset the charge controller. So everything is going to go off for now. I'm going to lose this data. I'm not too worried about that. So we'll start with the load, battery, PV. I've probably done that around the wrong way, but it's only a cheap charge controller. We'll give it a moment to hopefully compose itself and then continue. Load is still measuring 0.0 amps. The light is on, which proves the inverter is on, and the load is still 6 amps. Uh-oh guys, I think we're well and truly scuppered at this point. We've got no safe way of charging our lithium batteries at all. Right, I am out. I have no way of cutting off the PV charge. I don't trust anything else I have to do that, so no more solar videos for the meantime. And we're still putting 3.62 amps in. I think we go back to the drawing board for now and shut this down. Shame, because we're still in summer. I was going to shut it down over winter. But no, I can't see any way forward at the moment. So I'll conclude this video here, and I'll have a play around. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, comment, rate, and subscribe for future disappointments. Cheers.